Everyone in this arena has a money stake in one of our famous couples. Rooting section number 1 has its money on composer-singer Chuck Woolery and movie actress Joanne Flug. Rooting section number 2 backs Alan Ludden, host of Password, and Betty White of The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Rooting section number 3 is betting on TV host Bill Cullen and his wife Ann as we play the game of celebrity gossip, Tattletales. And here's the star of Tattletales, Bert Convy.
Two minds with but a single thought. Thank you. Welcome to Tattletales. It's nice to have you with us at home. Nice to have our studio audience. Nice to have our celebrities. Nice to have me. Aren't we all happy and having a good time? As our studio audience, of course, divided into 3 sections, each one backing one of our celebrity couples. And every time one of our stars wins some money, it is divided among their rooting sections. So, ladies, if you will, have a seat with me. Fellas, step to the rear, and we'll get rolling with Tattletales in just a moment after this message for you. See you in a minute.
Love Family Feud? Love Plinko? Hate the Whammy? Now you can play your favorite Buzzr games anytime. Just go to BuzzrTV.com and then select play. Have fun and let's play.
Okay, we're back, ready to get things rolling here. The ladies are having a seat here with me. Of course, first here on my right is Ann Cullen and her husband, Bill Cullen, in the house. Ann, you look lovely today.
Those people don't like him.
They don't.
Those people are clapping for my husband, and no one there likes
Oh, that's
him.
all right. They'll pick sides. They know who to root for. Bill, you look lovely, too.
Thank you very much, Bert. It feels sweet.
Yeah, didn't mean to slight you there. Next to Ann and Bill is Betty White and her husband, Alan Ludden. Thank you for joining us today, folks.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you, Dimples. Betty.
Look who's talking.
Yeah, how about that? We got 4 between us, haven't we? Or maybe more.
Watch it. Watch it.
Sorry, Alan. Moving right along, folks. Next to you is Joanne Flug and her husband, Chuck Woolery. All right, gentlemen, you know what we're going to do. We're going to cut you off so you can't see or hear what we're doing out here, but we'll be back to you in a moment. Bye. Now, ladies, I'm going to ask you some questions about your husbands and your lives together. When you have an answer you think he'll recognize, press that button in front of you, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. It happened during a wedding. Joanne. I think we just lost Joanne. You were fast, Ann, but it locked in quick enough, and Joanne was
I just
first.
fell off the stool.
I'm in anticipation of this terrific story you're about to tell
I know,
us.
and I am too. It happened during a wedding. Don't look at me. We're not even engaged. I guess it would have to... See, my stories aren't very funny, but they're true, okay?
That's what counts.
What was that?
Does that mean too much time? Oh, okay, we'll move right along. Next question, here we go. Same question, it happened during a wedding.
Bill and I were married in New York City at a judge's apartment, and we got all ready to go and all dressed up and all pretty, very tiny little wedding. And we arrived, and there were fire engines all up and down the street. We had to crawl over hoses to get up to the elevator, to get up to the apartment to have our little wedding. That's not very funny either.
What was burning?
But we never did see a fire. But the fire hoses were spread all over the lobby of the apartment building. So if I say hose,
He'll know.
He'll
a
know.
one-word clue worth $100 to your rooting section, and it is hose.
I think it's my
Okay. Let's bring on the gentlemen.
Hello.
All right, now, fellas, we have asked the ladies a question. We have a response. When you think you can match your wife's story from the clue, sound your signal. Okay.
Anything you say,
We
Bert.
got it all straight here. Here's the
right.
question first. It happened during a wedding. And the clue is... No, I haven't given a clue yet. Did you accidentally bump that?
Yeah.
Was an accident?
That was an accident.
Was an accident?
Yeah.
All right, here's the question again. It happened during a wedding, and the clue is hose. Bill. Who was first? Who was first out here?
Yeah.
Bill, you were first. You were
I was
up, sir.
first. Well, we had decided to be married in a very romantic setting, and we went to the judge's apartment, which was down on Fifth Avenue. And as we were on our way in, there had been a fire in the apartment right next door.
Oh, it was his.
And the hoses are there, and all the way in, I kept stepping over the hose, and the fireman kept saying to me, "You're going to be sorry what's going to happen to you up there at the judge's house."
That's what you said. The fireman in the hole. Okay, that's worth $100. Thank you, Bill.
It's about
Thank you,
time.
gentlemen. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, ladies, get ready. Question number 2 coming up. Here it is. It happened while shopping. It happened while shopping. Joanne.
Okay. Chuck is a very compulsive buyer. And he's always bringing home funny antiques, which I love. But this one day he arrived home with all these goldfish, and we didn't have an aquarium, so he proceeded to fill up the guest bathtub and put all the fish in there. And they're still there.
He brought home goldfish?
Yes, because we was going to have these visions of building an aquarium, you know, as a divider with all the lights and things. And then we decided to remodel the house. And so that all the fish are still floating around.
How long have
the
they been in
tub.
that bathtub?
They've been there for about 2 months.
Oh, my
It
goodness.
seems like forever.
You can borrow our shower if things get really
Yeah.
No, we have a tub. This is the
Oh, I'm
guest
glad to hear that.
bathroom.
Whew. Okay, now we need a 1 or 2 word clue that Chuck's going to recognize.
Tub.
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 It happened while shopping, and you'll say tub.
What? Goldfish is 2 words.
Goldfish is 1 word. Goldfish is 1 word.
Tub.
So you want to go with tub?
Yeah.
Okay, she knows what she wants. Shh, let's not talk. All right, let's bring in the fellas. Gentlemen, we have another question. We have another clue. Here is the question first. It happened while shopping. And the clue is tub. Chuck. All right, Chuck, if you will, tell us about that.
I know what she's going. I'm a compulsive buyer. I'll buy anything. I like to buy, and I've got a thing for fish. So one day I was out and I saw some goldfish and bought a whole bunch of them, but I failed to buy an aquarium. So I took them home and they're in the guest bathtub. And they
That's exactly what she said. $100. All right. At this point, Betty and Alan have yet to score. Joanne and Chuck, Ann and Bill are tied with $100 apiece. Okay, we're going to play a tattletale quickie now, and reaching over, I find it. Here it is. Gentlemen, I'm going to ask you this question. Don't give me the answer until I ask for it. Each correct answer is worth $100. Men, the women's livers maintain that women are qualified for men's jobs. How about the other way around? Which of the following jobs, usually performed by a woman, would you pick for yourself if you had to? A nurse, a kindergarten teacher, or a private secretary for an important executive? Which of these jobs would you pick for yourself if you had to? A nurse, a kindergarten teacher, or a private secretary for an important executive? Think about that. We'll get back to you in just a moment. And good fishing. And how about Bill? Which one of those 3 would you think
A
he'd pick if he had
well-paid
to?
private secretary would be his style.
You think that's where he'd
yes.
go, huh?
Yeah, I don't think he'd be a good nurse. And what's the other one?
kindergarten
no,
teacher.
No.
You don't
Couldn't
think so?
handle the kids. No, the kids would run the school.
Okay. Does he qualify as a private secretary in any way?
No.
He sits on a good lap, though, right? He's a good lap sitter.
Yes.
All right, let's bring on Bill. Okay, Bill, which one of those 3 will it be, sir?
I've been thinking about it, and I'm in real trouble.
It's either, if you had to pick one of those jobs for yourself, would it be a nurse, a kindergarten teacher, or a private secretary?
Okay. If I had, seriously, a nurse.
Well, obviously, that's not what
How
Ann
about
said.
private secretary?
That's
How about-
number 2 choice. Tell him what you said and why there, Ann.
Well, you'd make a terrible nurse. You
I'd make
haven't
a
got the
ter-
patience for that kind of thing.
And you have to have patience if you're going to be a nurse.
What a line that was. Wait a minute, folks.
Sorry about that.
And as a private secretary, I'd look pretty silly sitting there taking dictation and showing him my legs, too. Kept right up to
Sorry
it.
about that, Bill. No
Sorry.
score there. Thank you. Okay, Betty, how about Alan? Which one of those jobs would he take if he had to?
I think he'd take the private secretary, and I'd give him 2 months before he took over the company.
You say private secretary
Yes, sir.
because of his business acumen.
Yes, and also he's got an awfully cute figure.
Let's bring in Cutie Pie. Alan, Which one of those 3 jobs would you take, sir, if you had to?
First of all, I want you to know I know all the jokes she made about some of those choices for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If she didn't, she's slipping. But in any case, I bet you she thinks I would say, and I will say, teacher.
I like your positive attitude, Alan. When you're wrong, you are really wrong, son. Tell him what you said, Betty.
Kindergarten teacher. I said private secretary, and in 2 months you'd have the company.
Oh, bless your heart, but I type so lousy.
Well, that's one good reason why he
and
never
I
make
hate
it.
blood. I mean, I can't.
But she said you had a cute little figure.
Well, you got the dimples. What can I tell you?
Sorry, Alan. Thank you. Don't score there. Okay, Joanne, how about Chuck? Which of those 3 jobs would he take away from a woman if he had to?
There's no question. He'd be a nurse, because when I'm sick, he takes good care of me. He always brings me home banana splits.
That's taking good care of you, all right?
It's great, and he's got good legs, so it'd be nice if you showed them. He'd be a nurse.
He'd be a nurse. All right.
He better be.
Oh, shh. Quiet now. Let's bring on Chuck. Chuck.
Yes.
Wake
yes.
up.
Hi,
Wake
Bert.
up. Wake up. Are you still with us?
Oh, yes.
You remember the question?
Yes.
Which one of the 3 jobs would you take?
I adore children. I would be a kindergarten. Yeah.
See, I don't think that's not what Joanne said. Joanne, tell him what you did
What
say.
did you say?
I said you'd be a nurse, because when I'm sick, you always bring me home banana splits.
A nurse?
Well, of course.
Well, no.
Now that you're here, it doesn't sound
And
too
I
bad.
said you had cute legs.
I'm sorry,
true.
no score there. At this point, Betty and Alan have yet to
believe
score.
it.
Ann and Bill, Joanne and Chuck are tied with $100 apiece. And it is now halftime with the halfway mark. Ladies to the rear, if you will. Fellas, come on out here. And while we're changing places, we'll break away for this message for you, but we're coming right back.
You know how some...
Okay, we are back. As you know, our studio audience is sharing in the winnings of our celebrity couples, but let me add this. If your rooting section is backing our winningest couple at the end of today's show, we will add as a bonus $1,000.
Okay.
All right, the gentlemen are here with me. Let's see if your wives are tuned in back there, all right? Ladies, can you hear me okay?
No.
No, you can't hear me? Are you sure you can't hear me?
Can you hear his dimples?
Okay, we're going to cut you off now from Sight and Sound. Pipe some music in so you can't see or hear what we're doing. See you in a minute, though. Bye.
Bye.
Gentlemen.
Yes.
You know what we're going to do now? We're going to ask you some questions about your wives and your lives together.
Okay.
When you have an answer she'll recognize, press that button in front of you. Here comes the first question. We have a very close game, too, by the way. Here it is. It happened in a studio. It happened in a studio. Okay, no one has a story there. Fine. We'll move on to the next question. Here's another one for you. A photograph you should not have taken. Bill. Okay, a photograph you shouldn't have taken. You should not have taken. Tell us about it, Bill.
Well, I'm a camera bug and always have been. Go everywhere with cameras in my case. And I had a new lens, a new fast film. And Ann was exercising in the living room of where we were staying in Montreal, in a hotel. And she had a dress on and everything, but she was doing a handstand up against the wall. Mm-hmm. And when she did it, her robe came down, and what she had on was sort of flimsy. And I thought, gee, that's a good picture. And I took it, and the fellows at the drugstore loved it. But I would say you have to use 2 words for this, because I know this is something she wants to put out of her mind. You want to use 1 word? How about naked upside down? No, you'd have to
Well,
say.
that's certainly graphic.
Is headstand 2 words?
Headstand is 1 word.
1 word, headstand. That's got to be it.
Okay.
I hope she remembers.
That's a 1-word clue worth $100 to your rooting section. Okay, let's bring on the ladies. Ladies, we have asked the fellas a question. When you recognize your husband and can match his story from the clue, sound your signal. Here we go. Here is the question first. A photograph you should not have taken. And the clue is headstand. You're up, Ann. Tell us about that.
I lost my earphones.
Well, you don't need them now. Or yes, you do. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know Bill had his camera, and I didn't know he could take pictures indoors. And I did a headstand, and my skirt sort of...
Sort of?
Yes. And we have that picture.
Yes, that's right. You have that picture, and the drugstore probably has 200 copies, too. That's what he said.
I saw it in a magazine the other day.
All right, thank you, ladies. We'll come back to you in just a moment.
Did I get a credit?
Gentlemen, are you ready? Here comes the second question.
All right, we're going to get this, kids.
Here we go. What really turns her on? Chuck is first. You were fast, Alan, but Chuck was faster. Tell us about it, Chuck.
You know, it's really strange. What really turns Joanne more on than any single thing is candlelight. She just goes to pieces in candlelight.
What does she do?
Is that right?
Goes to pieces. You can put your own emphasis. I don't care.
Okay.
But that's a very short story, but it's true.
Well, that's what turns her on. So now we need that clue from you.
Yeah, I would say candlelight. Is that 2 words?
I think candlelight is one word.
Candlelight is
Yes,
one word.
candlelight.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, one word clue, and it's candlelight. Let's bring on the ladies. All right, ladies, we have another question, and we have another clue. Here is the question first. What really turns her on? And the clue is candlelight. Joanne, you are up, my dear.
I love candles, even before the energy crisis came in. I had candles all over the place. And whenever I come home, when Chuck has candles all over, well...
That's what he said, and that's $100. Absolutely. Okay, at this point, Betty and Alan have 0. Ann and Bill, Joanne and Chuck are tied so far with a score of $200.
See there?
Okay, we'll be back with more Tattletales in just a moment after this message for you. Hang on.
Up next, hate working during the Christmas season? Betty doesn't. A Betty White Christmas continues with a Password Plus double play on the way. Stay tuned.
Okay, we are back. We have a good close game, at least on the outside there.
Yeah. I wouldn't say the middle's doing too
but
great.
But you get in here now. We're going to play a Tattletale quickie. Each answer's worth a little
What
slip
was that?
there, folks.
Hey, I'll take that.
Sorry about
Take a
that.
piece
Sorry
of
about that.
action.
No, that was a slip.
Goodson and Todman just went right over there.
Each correct answer is worth $100. I'm going to ask you the question, ladies. Here we go. Ladies, you're at home with your husband, and as you're about to pull down the shade, you notice that across the way, a gorgeous girl is getting undressed. Now, would you call your husband's attention to the show, or would you just pull down the shade and ignore it? Fess up, ladies. If you saw that gorgeous girl getting undressed, would you call your husband's attention to the show, or just pull down the shade and ignore it? Think about that one, ladies, and we'll come back to you in a moment.
We're home free,
Easy,
gang.
kids.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute.
I don't know about them, but...
I
Now,
know
that's
at
what-
least you've got $100.
Isn't that interesting? They all
Oh,
three
yeah.
are sure they know this, right?
Yeah.
Positive they know
No
this.
question.
Bill, let's
Piece
start
of-
off with you. How about Ann? Now, what's she going to say?
Now, there's a beautiful girl across the way. She notices, does she pull down a shade, or does she tell me?
Or does she call you over to admire the view?
This is a piece of cake. Not only does she call me over, she hands me my telescope. I can tell you right now.
That becomes a piece of cheesecake.
Now, I think I almost have to say why is that?
Well, because at my age, it's about as much fun as I can have anywhere. But I don't know why. Yeah, silly. Sorry. She was, no, she's a nice girl, and she knows that she can stand up to the competition.
Oh, well, that's a sweet thing to say.
The right time.
All right.
More than I can say, right?
Let's bring on Ann now and see what she would do. Ann,
Yes,
now what would you do if you saw that gorgeous girl? Would
I'd
you
tell him.
That's what he said. He went for $100. Thank you, Ann. Okay, Alan, how about Betty? How would she
Betty is
handle
the
that?
kind of gal who, when we're on a beach, will call my attention to a good-looking lady walking down in a bikini. Betty is the kind of wife who who, when we're sitting on a plane, points out to me the stewardess with the short skirt, who is she's leaning over the seat opposite us.
Is that right?
Yes, she is.
Terrific.
Betty is the kind of secure lady who wants me to enjoy whatever I can so long as she is there.
Yeah. So in this case...
And in this case, she would by all means call me over and hand me the telescope or whatever.
Okay, let's bring on Betty. Okay, Betty, what would you do if you saw that gorgeous girl over there?
Oh, that's easy. I'd say, come on over here, honey, and eat your heart out.
That's what he said, darling, for $100. Thank you, Betty. Okay, Chuck, how about Joanne?
Yeah, Joanne would be at the window going,
I can't believe it! I can't believe it!
yeah, she'd ask me to come over.
She said, come over and
look.
enjoy the view?
Sure.
All right, let's see if she agrees with you. All right, Joanne, what would you do if that gorgeous girl was over there getting undressed?
Watch her. And I'd pull Chuck over to look, too.
Time is up. That means we have a tie. Ann and Bill, Joanne and Chuck are winners today. All right, Ann and Bill, Joanne and Chuck, you each won $300. We had $1,000. Your looting sections will split a total of $1,600. Okay, we're going to break away for a minute, and then we'll be right back after this message for you. Thank you. Okay, we're back. We don't have much time. Today we gave away a total of $1,700 to our audience. We thank you for coming, and we thank you for coming, too. It was fun to have you with us today.
Tomorrow we're going to win.
I hope so. Tune in next time when we'll be giving away more money to our studio audience, sharing our secrets on our winnings. Bert Convy, so long till next time. See you, everybody.
This is Jack Clark speaking for Tattletales, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.